The radio, there's a book in the pamphlet inside. There's a black zipper Bennington pouch that has the manuals in it. So the radio is pretty self-explanatory. It does connect really good with Bluetooth, just like a car. You just push this button. You might not be able to see here. Or you push source, and then you can switch between Bluetooth and AM, FM. I think we're gonna hook up the XM, which we haven't done. It should have XM radio too by the time anybody uses it. Now here's another whole subject, this Simrad system. My gosh, it's got so much stuff on it. Anybody that wants to learn more, you can go on Simrad and download the manuals, have it on your phone. It's an online PDF, but this is probably the most user-friendly screen, or kind of a standard screen. It's got the chart, shows you where you're at. It's kind of like your phones here. You can zoom in or out. You can hit a plus or minus, or use. It's all touchscreen. It's got a lot of your engine stuff. Shows your depth, your speed, your water temp, how much fuel you got on board, and it's all customizable 100 different ways, so it's just a little bit overwhelming. But the other thing neat about the Mercury, because I've got this on my boat too, you've got over here this little side panel. You can pull up the engine part, Mercury, so like you want to see how many engine hours, you hit maintenance. It's got 2.4 hours on there, and you can cancel this out. And you hit the X and it goes back the way it was. But here's a slick thing that Mercury's done. You've got a cruise control, so you can set the cruise. You got a troll control. That's basically, you can set it from 0 to up to 1,000 RPMs if you just putz along. It's not based on speed by engine RPMs, up to 1,000 RPMs. The cruise control, you can actually set this up and down to adjust speed, and then you just hit enable. And once that enable light goes on, like right now it's at 11.8, when you accelerate, you'll hear a beep. When you push the throttle forward, it'll beep, and then the cruise takes over, and it'll run whatever you got set. And you can go plus or minus, you can adjust it while moving. When you throttle back, it'll beep when it disengages again. So that's kind of a neat feature. But for towing, it's got this smart tow. And I haven't learned all the ins and outs of this, but it'll say profile 1, but then you can save if you're like gonna pull skiers and they want to go 30 miles an hour, and George wants to always go 30. You can program in 30 miles an hour and name it George. And when you select that profile, you hit it. Right now there's only one profile in it. And you hit enable, same button, just like the cruise control. It'll start. You can even adjust how fast it accelerates, which I don't know how to do yet, but you can adjust the ramp up speed, you can adjust the speed it goes, and so you can concentrate on just towing. Or like tubing, you want to go 18 miles an hour, you can set up a profile for that. So this is a kind of pretty neat feature. And I know for a fact that like well, it doesn't have the active trim, but cruise control, I think probably the same way. Once you set it, it stays active until you disengage it. Even if you stop, the next time you go, it'll still be engaged unless you've changed it. We're having a little trouble with understanding why the trim doesn't work like a normal boat, because right now it doesn't accelerate past, it doesn't go faster when you trim it, which is unusual. But the trim level, how far you got your motor up, is this little graph right here, and it's in percentage, so 0 to 10, 20, 30%. So when you raise it in shallow water, you'll see you probably got to raise it close to 50% to be up out of the water somewhere, and probably no reason to play much with the trim at this point when you're going, because it goes the fastest when it's trimmed to 0, and probably just leave it at that.